For the proper ignition. The S-1B first stage fuel tank is pressurized, and the second stage liquid oxygen tank pressurizing at this time. Now coming up on the 2-minute mark, T-minus 2 minutes and counting, T-minus 2. Not as much reports now on the communication circuits as everybody stands by monitoring the various consoles and watching the various parameters to ensure everything is okay. T-minus 1 hour, 1 minute, 43 seconds and counting. We are still proceeding.
And just at this moment, a great gust of wind sweeps our press camp here.
90-second mark in our countdown. Mark, T-minus 90 seconds and counting. T-minus 90. We have conditioned the liquid oxygen in the first stage of the Saturn launch vehicle. All tanks in the 2 stages now pressurizing. Most of the work over these final several minutes concerned with the launch vehicle, directed by the test conductor, Don Carlson. 1 minute, 10 seconds and counting. We still are go at this time. Coming up on 1 minute. Mark, T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We are go for Apollo 7 at this time.
This is the first manned test of the Saturn 1B.
Now pressurized, and the vehicle is go, as is the spacecraft at this time.
First American 3-man flight.
T-minus 40 seconds and counting.
First step in a final series of tests to get the American on the moon by the end of 1969.
30 seconds and counting. We'll get ignition of those 8 engines in the first stage at the 3-second mark in the countdown. Now T-minus 21 seconds and counting. We have completed our power transfer. The Saturn 1B launch vehicle, which now weighs 1.3 million pounds, is ready to go. Coming up on the 10-second mark. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We have ignition. Commit liftoff. We have liftoff.
Slowly.
This is launch control. We have cleared the tower.
Clear. 5 seconds when that sound reaches.
Program has commenced.
Beauty of absolute cloud sky. on its course. Get a good view of it there with our long-range camera. Wally Schirra, Don Isley, Walter Cunningham, the latter two making their first space flight. Wally Schirra, his third, riding that
20 seconds into the flight.
big
Go on the ground
spacecraft
and in the air.
The voices now of Mission Control changed from Jack King to
1
Paul
minute,
Haney at
40
Houston.
seconds.
They've gone through maximum dynamic pressure.
Flight director asks the flight dynamics officer if he likes it, and he says, yes, sir, it looks good.
Look at the flame. 700 gallons of RP1 and liquid oxidizer burning up there every second. That thing developing 1,600,000.
Coming up on 2 minutes, mark 2 minutes. We're having a status check. Apollo 7 has been given a go for staging.
Go for staging, the separation of that first stage. That comes in about
2 minutes,
10 minutes, 10 seconds from now. That's the first critical point after liftoff.
Inboard engines have shut down.
And there's staging.
Outboard engines have shut down. Schirra called both events. He's got ignition, and he says we're up to thrust on the second stage.
That is our Igor
The thrust
long-range
is
camera.
okay at 2 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight.
So the 15th consecutive successful flight of the
Well, it
S1B,
is all
Saturn
beautiful.
1B.
That tower has really jettisoned. It went way out. We're nearly 50 miles altitude now and about 60 miles downrange.
You see the escape tower tumbling up there in the upper
3
left-hand
minutes,
side of the
5
screen.
seconds into the flight.
He got the separation plan from the first section, and the
Schirra
second
is just
stage has
with
ignited.
Capcom here in Houston. A very clean voice communication today. 3 minutes, 25 seconds into the flight.
This is the best view we've ever had from our magnificent Igor camera.
Trajectory and guidance give another go here. Well,
of course,
it is a little bumpy on the second stage, a little bumpy. But we can't hear any complaints. 70 miles altitude and about 120 miles downrange.
This second stage burns until 10 minutes and 15 seconds into the flight. Another 6 minutes. That's a 225,000
10 seconds into the flight.
pound thrust engine.
Schirra says the gimbal check looks very good. And his observation is the 1G stuff is great. Apparently the G loads were quite low.
That means
We've been monitoring Schirra's heart rate because that's the only physical parameter we have coming through, and it at launch and through the early stages ran about 90 to 92 beats. 4 minutes, 50 seconds into the flight. The flight director is polling all his stations here and is getting enthusiastic goes at every console. 5 minutes into the flight.
5 minutes.
And we've heard from Don Isley, he reported the spacecraft guidance go. 90 miles altitude now.
Bill Stout out there in Downey. Don Isley is monitoring some of these instruments, and is Cunningham monitoring some too?
5 minutes and 25
Nick,
seconds into the flight.
Can you tell us? Would Isley and Cunningham both be watching instruments, or is that one man's job?
Right. Cunningham would be watching most of the spacecraft status gauges.
Exactly.
And, Don Isley would be looking at the information being displayed on the computer here, such as altitude, what his velocity is, and his
Coming up on 6
launch
minutes. You're
parameters.
looking real
All
fine,
he says
Apollo
he's
7.
riding like a dream at 5 minutes 58 seconds into the flight.
It certainly sounds as though no one has had anything to complain about yet. All the words back from the
6 minutes.
spacecraft are gleeful, delighted, smooth, pleasant, and so forth. What would that look like here? Would there be any instrument, going back to what Shiraz said, a little bumpy in the second stage? How would you have seen that on your display?
Well, I think he probably could have seen this off his attitude indicator here.
Coming up on 7 minutes. You're right on the old button.
I've just built the mixture ratio shift.
Roger, we got PU shift down here too.
Apollo 7, guidance is go, and we see your step press and PU shift. You're looking real good, Apollo 7. We have a predicted SECO of 10 plus 20. 10 plus 20. Mark, mode 4, mode 4. Apollo 7, we have you go for orbit. Go for orbit. Apollo 7, your S4B has been saved.